Ball Sparking Zero has been a really fun game ever since its release a couple of months ago, and I wanted to discuss the things that could be improved and built upon in terms of the foundation of the game for a potential sequel in the future. Alright, my friends, enough time has passed. When are we getting Dragon Ball Sparking Zero 2? Right? Everybody wants the sequel already. The game's only been out for a couple of months, but, you know, fuck Sparking Zero, the very first iteration of the series, right? We don't even need it anymore, right? It's not even Tenkaichi 4. It's just its own thing. So we're gonna jump straight into the sequel. So obviously, you gotta be a greedy motherfucker to be talking about a sequel like a couple of months after the game just dropped and it's still actually cooking in the background because there's an update that's supposed to come through, a big patch that's gonna fix a lot of the issues, maybe not all of them, but so far it's looking promising from the leaks that we recently saw, right? So I'm just making this video as something for fun, just to get an idea of what Sparking Zero can do and build upon the foundation of the game in order to improve it, make it better, and if it's even necessary to make a sequel. I think that's the major question. Like, let's answer that first, okay? Do we really need to see a sequel for Sparking Zero, or just another sparking game in the series? Because Sparking Zero basically is like the Tenkaichi 4/Raging Blast 3 combo fusion thing, okay? This is supposed to be the definitive sparking game, right? Because the original games, they were all part of the sparking series. And first off, the name, okay? Comment down below, what would you even call it? Obviously, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero 2 sounds really stupid. That's like super repetitive with numbers, right? It's not going to be called that. It would probably be Dragon Ball Sparking, and then the zero would get knocked off and they'd add something else. They could call it Dragon Ball Sparking Ultimate, Dragon Ball Sparking Unlimited, you know, something that makes it even crazier than the last, because that's how they did it before. It was Sparking, and then it was Neo, then it was Meteor, and then now we're at Zero. And I think the Zero name was supposed to be kind of like putting everything to like ground zero, like it's like a reboot, a restart for the series. And even like with the release of this game and what we've played so far, there are a lot of things that didn't make it in the final build of the game that the original games had. And we're going to go over, like I said, everything that this game could add in a potential sequel to make it better or improved. And most of the stuff that they would add if they were to just make a sequel would probably just be DLC or future updates, okay? With how games are these days, it's either DLC for new characters or new, you know, accessories and costumes and stuff, you know, new cosmetics, or it's just going to be, you know, basic future updates / patches that improve the game or change it. And that's kind of what we're already seeing, okay? I think it was very good that we got that leak early to get an idea, what are they going to be changing in this game in order to improve it. And they're going to be adding split screen multiplayer, more stages, right? And obviously more stages is very important. We do need that as well, you know, in just terms of like an expansion on just stages for the base game in general. But being able to play more stages on split screen multiplayer is a big thing because we didn't have that before. And a lot of the stuff that they're adding or fixing in this are things that should have been in the game to start with. But as you guys know, they most likely released this so that they could have it alongside Daima, okay? Daima and Sparking Zero officially released on the same exact day. I think it was like October 10th or October 11th or whatever. And it was likely done because this game and Daima were specifically meant for the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball. And that seems to be what the Sparking Zero has become now. It's going to be that really big, exciting, you know, game that they're going to release for a celebration of the series, right? So let's actually go over my little PowerPoint slide. Professor Slow is coming back at it again. And like I said, we're going to go over kind of everything that I feel like would, you know, make sense for a potential sequel. So again, while I think we won't be getting a Sparking sequel anytime soon, probably not even within the next 5 years, maybe the next 10 years, I definitely think that's possible because that would be what, probably the 50th anniversary of Dragon Ball. So they'll probably have a new Sparking game or some type of new arena fighter type of Dragon Ball game that is just like super definitive and has a shit ton of characters and all these cool things, right? Okay, Sparking Zero at the base of it is a good game. I would even say it's a great game, but there's a lot of things about it that need improvements, changes, and additions, okay? It's lacking a lot of content, and I thought that's actually really crazy to say when there's like 180 plus characters, but that's kind of all they really focused on, was mainly just characters and, you know, the cool animations and stuff. And that's fine. That's what, you know, Sparking has kind of always been about, right? But I definitely think that they could upgrade or change gameplay mechanics, you know, fix things, make them more akin to how the original games were, specifically like Tenkaichi 3, for example, or like Tenkaichi 2. Like I said, we'll kind of go over all that stuff, but I'll leave it up to you guys down in the comments if you think we even need a sequel for this game. Again, not anytime soon, but definitely, you know, in the future, whenever things start upgrading a lot. You know, obviously gaming and just like graphics and stuff is always excelling and upgrading over the years, right? So when we're on the PlayStation 27, right, there's going to be some type of new Dragon Ball game that's going to look fucking insane, right? It's going to be the most smooth, beautiful thing ever. So let's go over the first thing, okay? New graphics, right? Now, this is just a concept, an example, you know, by like a modder. I'll link them down below. Credits to them for actually modding this. But I did find this pretty amusing and cool because somebody modded in a Raging Blast style shaders, okay? Specifically Raging Blast 2, which had more of like this, I don't even know what you would consider it. Like, I can't really explain it. It's not a cell shaded. It's more of like this smooth shader. And it's very appealing to me. Maybe some people don't like it, but I think cell shaded just looks the best for Dragon Ball, so it's not really necessary to do that. And that's just the shading and like the shaders for the game, right? Anybody could like change this up via a mod, right? But I'm talking like different models and stuff. A lot of the models in this game were heavily based on Shintani's design, which it's a good design, but for some characters it just didn't work out. You look at like Kid Goku, for example, or Teen Goku, and he's got probably one of the more like models. Like, I'm not a big fan of it, and just the way he looks and even his costume, it just doesn't look good. A lot of the characters are very thin, and you know, their physique is just a lot more lean, which again, fine if it's like the base form version of that character, but I think for specific iterations, right, like for example Goku early or Vegeta Scouter, like I think it'd be really nice if they could do something like Dragon Ball Legends. Dragon Ball Legends does a fantastic job with the models of the characters because they constantly are changing up the models to make them look a lot more akin to how they looked in the anime, right? That early style that, you know, Vegeta had like more of the rounded eyes. He was, you know, a little bit skinnier. He was a lot shorter looking, like a little bit more, you know, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, you know, Goku had more rounded eyes, like an OG Dragon Ball. Like the design, the choices that they made back then compared to how it's evolved with Yamamoto style and, you know, like Takahashi style and stuff. Like they could adapt that, just go for like the best of it. And again, I understand they can't have like a different style for like every single character, right? But I think it would be nice to kind of differentiate, you know, between, for example, like Goku Mid and Goku Super, okay, or Goku Early, right? I think that they could put in a little bit of extra care for that and make them a little bit more accurate to how they were in the anime, just to get that style. Okay, Dragon Ball Legends has done it, and they're doing it. They're continuing to do that sort of style and make these, you know, characters look different, change up the shaders, make them more cell shaded and stuff, and it's really good, right? So I think that'd be a great idea if they were going to do that in the future and not have everybody based on Shintani's design, which again, it just made it probably easier for them. They had like a specific design style and they could just knock out the characters real quick. I understand it's a lot of work, right? 180 plus characters, going to be 200 plus after the DLC. That's fucking nuts. So it's just an idea. If they take extra care, like I'm fine waiting 30 years for this next game as long as they cook like crazy. I might be dead by that time, let's be real. But moving on here, improved gameplay mechanics. Now, this is just an example, one example of many things that I think that they could add. When it comes to the gameplay mechanics and stuff, honestly, like I'm a very casual player, okay? When I'm not competitive or like super in the know of what's going on with the like ranked scene and all that shit, but there are some things in this game that I do agree with what people are saying that they should change up or add or take away, you know, whatever it may be, a nerf or a buff. And again, a lot of this stuff could all just be, you know, things that they fix in the future via patches for the normal game, okay? That's absolutely fine, okay? Stuff like graphics and new models, that's not happening, right? Dragon Ball Legends can do it because they add characters like every 2 weeks, every couple of weeks, right? But you're not going to see a whole overhaul unless we just get a brand new fucking game, right? So that's a big, this is like probably number one reason of a change that they can make in a future title whenever graphics and shit get even crazier, right? But improved gameplay mechanics, absolutely something that you could fix in the game, okay? Just an example, key sickness or a skill count sort of sickness thing, okay? Generally what this was in the original games is after Instant Spark, one of your instant spark moves, or any time that you did like something that, you know, would use up a skill count for one of the moves, like one of the couple of blast one techniques, right? It would take much longer to accumulate all that back, right? So for charging ki, it would go much slower than before. I remember this being in the game, and unfortunately this game doesn't really do that. And same thing with, you know, your skill count. You know, you're still charging it up at a pretty quick rate. And the reason why a lot of people want this is to prevent a ridiculous amount of spamming, okay? Again, whether or not you think there needs to be balance, all that shit, this is something that every character would have, okay? They would need to have. So it would fix a lot of the spamming. I know there's like the Broly key spam, and there's a lot of other characters that are doing bullshit after Image Strike. Everybody, you know, been bitching about it, right? I understand, okay? I hear y'all with a few of the things, but this is just one of the examples. Another thing that I saw people talking about, I think mainly R-Creep, shout out to him. He's like, you know, really heavy into the community. He knows what, you know, most people would want, or things that kind of fit the build for the old games and would work really well in this game. Like rush chaining, like chains with short dashes and things. Just chaining in general was a lot better in the old games, and this game just it doesn't really have it as good, right? So again, just examples. You can comment down below what are some gameplay mechanics that this game would really benefit from. I think the game in general, like the basis, the foundation, it's a fun game. It's enjoyable. Like it's way better than Xenoverse 2, for example. Like when I went back to Xenoverse 2, God, it was hard to play that game. I used to think that Xenoverse 2 was like, I didn't think it was like amazing or anything in terms of the gameplay, but man, it really feels stiff. Like you when you go to Sparking Zero, man, fuck, bro, the freedom is crazy. And that's not me shitting on Xenoverse 2. I'm being 100% honest. I'm the biggest Xenoverse 2 glazer. I still love that game no matter what, but man, it was very hard to go back to that, because it's like I felt like I could not do anything, honestly. Like, it was very, very difficult. So, moving on here, obviously, a big thing, again, something that could be future updates and something that's already confirmed to be DLC, more characters. And I added stages on here as well, just because, you know, everybody wants new stages, right? There are a lot of characters from the previous games, mainly Tenkaichi 3, that did not make the final cut, okay? Same thing with, you know, Raging Blast 2, right? There were a lot of ones that they added in there, but a lot of characters were taken out, right? Primarily from OG Dragon Ball. Okay, that's a big one. GT has some characters, right? And we still want, like, Super 17. Like, that's a big one. Like, how the fuck did he not make the cut? But Frieza Soldier 37 did. Like, goddamn. Like, that's crazy, dog. But yeah, OG Dragon Ball, give me playable Chi-Chi. Give me Arale, even though she's from Dr. Slump. But, you know, you mainly saw her in, like, OG Dragon Ball and stuff. Supreme Kai, we didn't even have him. Grandpa Gohan was cool. A lot of the Great Ape characters don't even exist. Like, we have Turles, you know, Bardock and Nappa and shit. But, like, there's no Great Ape transformations for them when they had it in the original games. Kid Goku can't, or Teen Goku, he cannot go Great Ape. Tao? Android 8, my boy Ader, Nam, like Nam was cool. Like those are all characters that were in Tenkaichi 3, didn't make the cut, for example, right? And some of the characters from the movies, like I'd love Zangia, I'd love Android, you know, 13, and sorry, we already have 13, 14 and 15, that'd be sick. Give me Salsa, bring my, the French, right? Was he French? Is that what it was? That he had the accent, at least for the dub? Fuck, I don't remember. Whatever. Yeah, so many characters that I would like. I want more stages too. Give me Master Roshi's stage. That's already in the game, bro. That's literally there. I did a mod of it where you just access the stage via a mod and cheat engine, and boom. Like, nobody created that. It's already there, right? Kami's Lookout. Don't even have that. You know, give me a glacier stage. One of the most basic stages in, like, every Dragon Ball game, okay? Give me some type of ice snow stage. Like, it's... What the fuck? Like, I understand, like, the game was, in a sense, rushed, or stages don't really matter too much to some people, okay? It's not the end of the world or anything, but it's like, there were a lot of iconic battles and things that I would want to recreate, or things that were in the anime, or like, in the story mode, and they skipped it because they didn't even have a background for it, you know what I mean? Like, for example, we didn't get the Universe 6 versus 7 shit, no tournament of destroyers, because there was no tournament. Like, that's crazy. We lost content, we lost story mode shit, okay, that was pretty important to the story of it, right, of at least Dragon Ball Super, because they didn't even have a map for it. And that's sad, right? But again, comment down below stages, characters, all that good shit. What are some that you would really like to see in the game, right? Moving on, customization, another big thing. Holy shit. Like, we got a lot of characters, and that's great. I could be satisfied with what we have, right? In terms of the characters, right? Obviously, I would always love more, but I'm pretty content with how the roster is. I think, you know, it has a little bit of everything, which is great. But man, what the fuck happened to customization? There was no customization. We had some costumes. Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, they basically had a million costumes, or not even all of them, but they had a lot, right? So I'm not complaining about that. But a lot of major ones were missing. BoJack Teen Gohan didn't have his shit, right? End of Z Goku. What the hell? How did they miss that? The drip? This movie has Shintani designs and so many things inspired from the Broly movie, and they didn't even have the drip jacket, the SAB outfit that Goku and Vegeta wear that every other Dragon Ball game basically has, right, at this point in time, right? I think that's insane. That's absolutely insane that they were so lacking in terms of, you know, costumes. Like, even like Teen Goku, for example, I was so disappointed. They didn't even like want to give us just the original outfit that he had. He's got some like weird Dragon Ball Super Broly outfit thing that was showed for like 5 seconds in the intro of the movie, and it doesn't even look like what he originally had. He's got this like weird black undershirt. His shoes look like shit, in my opinion. It just doesn't work, right? Like, just give me the original OG orange and black costume with the right shoes and the yellow kanji instead of the white and everything, or even give me his OG blue outfit with the white belt. You know, if you want to go further beyond, give me his snow outfit, right? Which is cool because it's got like kind of a similar colors to how the SAB outfit is that he wears for the jacket in the Broly movie. So I kind of like that they gave him blue on blue, right? I think that's cool. Another thing, like custom auras, like, bro, the other games had it. Raging Blast, Tenkaichi G3, like, you had the ability to change and fuck around with your aura for any character. If you wanted to give Nappa the Super Saiyan aura, you can make Super Saiyan bootleg false Super Saiyan Nappa. Hell yeah. If you wanted to give, Goku the legendary Super Saiyan aura, you could do that. Like, it was great. And then obviously the ability to mess around with the skills and the techniques, like, holy crap, that was the biggest one that I was so sad about. I don't know if it was just setting my expectations high. It definitely was setting my expectations high, but it's because the previous games had it, you know what I mean? Like, it literally would have been an easy thing for them to do because they already have done it in the story mode, to where Goku, for example, or like Trunks, they had different techniques depending on the progression of the character, right? But it's for like a specific, you know, different variant of that character. Like Goku Z was using like Super Kamehameha or something like that, for example, whenever like another version didn't have it, or like give him, I don't know, like just examples, right? Like, for example, Goku early Super Saiyan, and that what if he got a different skill set that he normally doesn't have in the game. You know, I think he had like Super Saiyan 2 Goku's skill set, for example. Like, it was just like, I don't know, it was very, very weird why they didn't allow that, okay? Like, I'd like to be able to swap around attacks, and I'm not saying, oh, everybody can use After Image Strike or any of that. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, basic shit. Like, I'd like to see, for example, like, Goku, like, Z early or something like that, maybe be able to use, like, Meteor Combination, for example. Like, that was one of the OG moves. Didn't even have it, right? Like, come on. Like, give me stuff that is, like, really basic. Again, I'm not asking for them to add in something where it's, like, completely broken. Okay, it doesn't have to be, like, Xenoverse 2 necessarily, which, for the most part, I think there were restrictions, right? There's got to be restrictions, but I saw some people, they were always, like, quote tweeting me anytime I said, oh, yeah, I would like to have more, you know, skills kind of swapping out. I'm like, oh, you want that? Okay, well, we're going to have Broly have After Image Strike and fucking Ki Blast Spam and all this bullshit. It's like, no, literally not what I was saying at all. Like, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. More game modes. PvE single-player campaign content was ass, right? We had some decent modes. I'm glad the tournament was there. I'm glad we had the little, encyclopedia thing. That was great. I'm so glad that came back. Believe me, I'm not being ungrateful. It's just like, what the hell? After you play that and, like, Custom Battle, I guess Custom Battle was, like, their excuse to not add anything else, because Custom Battle, you could kind of do anything. You could make it yourself. I think that was one of the big reasons why a lot of this shit didn't come back, like Dragon Sim, Mission 100, okay? Survival mode. Like, survival mode had, like, certain themes, like, different themes to it, like the Bardock War or, like, All-Star. You know, it's like kind of like an arcade mode. This is basically what this shit, what Ultimate Battle was, okay? Mission 100, shit was crazy. You had 100 battles that you had to take on, the gauntlet, right? Dragon Sim, you know, progressively getting more and more difficult, while customization was kind of like randomizer, whatever it was, okay? It's been so long since I played it. You know, there's a lot of shit from the old games that would have been nice, you know, more of that survival ultimate battle type of stuff. That's mainly what I'm talking about. And I'm sure there are other modes that people would want to see added and stuff, but for the most part, like, it's mainly this that I would focus on. Like, again, we had a tournament mode, you know, we have our custom battle mode, we have our story mode and stuff, you have your ranked and all that, like, you know, the general stuff. They added the general stuff, which is good, right? But I think we could definitely do better and see more for the most part, in my opinion. But you guys can let me know down in the comments when it comes to the game modes, what you would want to see. I saw people say like, oh, add 2v2 like Tenkaichi Tag Team, because that was definitely a thing, right? Don't know if that's something that they could actually do in the game. I definitely think it's possible, but maybe it'd be a little bit harder just because the game is so just like graphically intensive. And again, they had issues with split screen multiplayer and stuff, so I don't know if that would be an issue. I don't think it would be, honestly, but I don't know. You guys comment down below what you think about that. A 2v2, just like a tag team battle thing, I don't think would be too bad, okay? Now, if you're doing something like Xenoverse where it's like 5 or 6v1, like raid boss things, maybe that would get a little bit too crazy. I don't know. But that would also be a really cool thing, like a raid boss thing. I think that'd be sick, okay? Again, comment down below. Customization. What would you like to see for customization? Outfits, costumes, attacks, customization, custom auras, you know, other stuff like that. Red Patara stuff. I mean, the capsules that we have are kind of like that in a way. So it's like, customization is not horrible, but it's like, it's lacking, right? More characters and stages. Comment below what you would like to see for that. You know what I mean? Mechanic-wise, what would you like to see for that? Okay, improvements, changes, buffs/nerfs. Again, a lot of this stuff could just be like DLC and updates, okay? And then, of course, graphics. Comment down below what kind of graphic style. Do you prefer cel-shaded? Do you prefer, like, for example, because there might be some people out there that prefer, like, a hyper-realistic Jump Force style. I'm personally not a fan of that. I personally don't hate it, but for anime games, cel-shaded, I feel like that's the best. Or maybe you like the Raging Blast style, or I think One Piece Odyssey had a style similar to this, where it's like that smooth shaders, right? So Sparking Zero 2. Do you think we need it? Is it necessary? You be the judge. Thanks for watching. Drop a like. Subscribe here on the channel. Ring my notification bell. If we can reach over 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours, guys, I'll do some more videos and speculation and discussions, because I love these types of videos. They're a lot of fun for me. Have a great day. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.